Hello and welcome to Core Finance in association with the Next Exchange. Now I'm joined down the line by Gary Willinch of Gowin Energy Group PLC. He's the non-executive chairman. Gary, thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Matt.
Well, just to start off for our viewers and potential investors, can you just give us a brief overview of Gowin Energy Group PLC, what you do and where you operate?
Yes, sure. Our group is based in Taoyuan City in Taiwan, which is near Taipei. The staff and the other two directors live there, work there. I live and work in Hong Kong and travel quite a bit to Taiwan as well as to the UK. The group has been engaged in the development of LED components, originally based in mainland China, the main products being LED components and LED lighting. However, as has been well documented, we withdrew from China in 2016 and we began afresh investing in another energy company called Taiwan Thick Film Industry Corporation, TTFI, which is listed on the Taiwan Stock Exchange. Its principal activity is the production and sales of LED and backlight module products in Taiwan and China. We expect over time to be increasing our stake in that company. There is another business line emerging, which might sound surprising. It's very different, but it's very opportunistic for us. On the 30th of August of this year, the group released a circular to shareholders in which we proposed an investment in a new tea business. And on the 18th of September, we had an extraordinary general meeting in which the directors were authorized to allot new shares in the group with the intention of establishing that tea business. We intend to allot and issue the shares shortly, and we expect meaningful revenues to begin in the first half of 2018. So I guess sort of watch this space a little bit. These initial shares, which will be preference shares, initially to the value of £5 million UK, will be used to buy the best tea from boutique tea suppliers in China. We will focus only on the highest quality, and several tea brands have been identified, including the famous Chinese Pu'er tea. Our partner is a company called Grange Culture Creative Limited, and with whom we have a cooperation agreement. And they are without peer in the packaging and the culture of Chinese tea. So you see here, I'll just show you very briefly. I trust you can see it, but you can see here just a picture of the box. Mm-hmm. And then you can probably also see there the actual tea in the package. It's absolutely beautiful, and it comes along with a certificate. And ultimately, we would hope that we can actually securitize those certificates and trade them on the next exchange. But that is work that we have in progress, and we have to get all the appropriate approvals before we can do that. We expect that business to be large, and we will develop it step by step, Matt, managing the supply chain and the cash flows in line with the regulation requirements in Taiwan, China, and London. But I guess you want to probably ask me some more questions about the LED business.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds fantastic. You're diversifying as well into the tea area, but
it's very opportunistic for us.
Good stuff. But one assumes you're still going to concentrate on the LED products. And
Correct.
Correct. Would you say you're just a manufacturer and distributor of LED products, or are you looking at the research and development side as well?
Yeah, we're definitely doing R&D in terms of backlight modules. And so the TTFI company that I mentioned earlier is into R&D, manufacturing, and the sales of LED backlight modules. And our marketplace is primarily Taiwan and China, and we sell to and sell through Taiwan-listed companies.
And with regards to LED, I mean, one of the big things, or one of the things consumers complain about is the cost of LEDs, albeit weighing that up against the cost efficiencies over the longer term. Do you see these cost pressures affecting potentially margins, or do you see developments getting to a stage where LEDs, the initial outlay, the price will actually come down?
You're absolutely right, and of course the cost efficiency over the long term is self-evident. Yes, there is no doubt that as the industry continues to mature and as new technologies, new processes are introduced, then the costs will actually come down. This is obviously an area because there's also increasing competition and there's consolidation going on in the industry. The gross margin of TTFI that I mentioned is about 20%, and we've done some forward planning and forecasting, and we think that's sustainable for the foreseeable future.
And just talk me through using LED lights in agriculture, and can you see this as a market that could potentially expand over the next year or two?
Yes, again, you're absolutely right. Agriculture is one of the fastest growing application sectors for LED lighting. For example, LED light bars are used and they offer terrific performance advantages and efficiency advantages in all kinds of agricultural pursuits, being horticulture, greenhouses, gardening, seeding, planting. So there's quite a bit of opportunity there. From what I recall, I think looking back 3 years and then looking ahead 3 years, that period, 6 to 7 years, I think the size of that agriculture market has grown 5-fold. So it is, as you said, it is a fast-growing area, and so the agricultural sector with the backlight modules is an area of interest for us.
Well, it sounds like Gowin is in a perfect place to take advantage of that continued growth. But can you just finally, for our investors and viewers, just give us an idea of where you expect Gowin to be in the next year, 2 years? Obviously, 2017 has been a very exciting year to date already. Where do you see the company over the next, let's say, year to 2 years?
Yes, as chairman, Matt, I'm focused on ensuring we continue to have a good board process, of course, and a good culture to take the group forward. Our CEO, Mr. Chen, is a leader in the LED industry in Taiwan, and he's also a leader in the grading and blending of tea. The other executive director, Mr. Xu, is co-founder of Grange Culture that I referred to earlier, with extensive business networks in the tea industry in China. So even though the group suffered some financial losses in China, the directors made direct investments to dispose of the China entity, to restructure the business and to look ahead strategically. So we currently aim to be a growing investment holdings company in the new energy, LED fields and the tea business fields. We don't rule out investing in other fields. We are cognizant of opportunities being brought about by digital disruption and exponential technologies. We're watching those closely. Every major industry is going to be disrupted by them, as you would know, and we'll have to reinvent. So we're following these very closely. We have quite a lot of skill about them, and we will measure the risks and take the opportunities with regard to introducing them in our core businesses as appropriate. So to sum up, Matt, we're focused on achieving shareholder value longer term, and internally we've set ourselves a market cap growth target by year end 2018. Being listed on the exchange in London is good for us, and we're currently very happy with developments on the next exchange. And we know our investors, or investors generally, have confidence in NEX. We don't rule out dual listings either in other jurisdictions, such as Hong Kong, where we have deep relationships. The midterm prospects of the company will be driven by our niche LED focus and our ongoing tea business development focus. We should see a not insignificant increase in the group's business volumes and its profits and market cap. So in so doing, we expect that the trading activities of Gowin's ordinary shares will be more active, along with share price increasing and with obvious benefits for our shareholders. So I hope that answers your question, Matt.
Yes, very much so. Well, it all sounds very exciting, and best of luck in the new year. But in the meantime, Gary Willinch, Non-Executive Chairman of Gowin Energy Group PLC, thank you for joining us here on Core Finance in association with the Next Exchange.
Thank you.